The High Performance Leadership Program, HPL for short, teaches leadership skills through practice, through learning by doing. The HPL program calls for Michael to work with others as a leader to accomplish a worthwhile project goal. Please welcome Michael Schwan to explain his HPL project from boardroom to the beach. From boardroom to beach, Michael Schwan.
Fellow Toastmasters and guests, when I joined Toastmasters many years ago, my objective was to become an effective speaker, be able to talk in front of large audiences. Also, I wanted to get my distinguished Toastmaster certification. Now, I've taken all the educational and leadership track activities underneath the Legacy program, the educational program for Toastmasters, the precursor to the Pathways program that many of you are on. And I have one thing left to do, and that's to complete my high performance leadership project. And then I can get my distinguished Toastmasters. So today, I'm going to be telling you about the high performance leadership project, what is involved in it, and my particular project, and how I plan to accomplish it. First of all, I want to tell you about the process, because probably many of you are not familiar with the process that you have to go through on this particular project within Toastmasters. And the process is that you get the manuals that are specific to this leadership program. There are two sets of manuals. One is for the person doing the program, and then there's other manuals for your Toastmaster Guidance Committee. Now, in the manual that I went through, it lines out 5 key things that you need to do as the person doing the project. And especially in the leadership manual, it spends a lot of time talking about the various aspects of leadership. What does a leader do? How do they do it? What are your particular leadership strengths and weaknesses? You take a survey, you look at that, say, oh, I'm maybe weak in mentoring people. Maybe I'm not too good in conflict resolution. How do I do with leading teams and communicating with people? So you look at those things. You establish a Toastmaster Guidance Committee that you meet with and pull them together, and you talk about your high performance leadership project, what it is, and talk about different options. I had a couple different options I was going to look at, and they advised me on which one to go with. They also helped me look at my vision, my mission, my core values, the core values that would go into that mission and vision. And then you do a speech. Ta-da, here I am, giving a speech, telling the Toastmaster Club about this project. Obviously, then I need to recruit my action team to make this into reality, and then move forward with how I'm going to execute as a leader the team that I'm going to be supervising. And then at the end, I look at how well I did. Where did I do well with my leadership skills? Where do I need to improve? As I go through the process, I get input from my Toastmaster Guidance Committee. So it's a great process that you get to go through. Now, for me, my Toastmaster Guidance Committee, Norm Midas and Stacy Schwan, is helping me with this process. And we've met already, we've talked about where we are in this process, and they're going to be assisting me as I go through. My Toastmaster High Performance Leadership Project is to train and prepare those people, a team of people, that will need to take over from me as I move into retirement in March of 2020. And this team of people need to be in place by the end of this year. So I have a vision I'll tell you about, and I'm going to move from this person that I currently am, that works 50, 60 hours a week, that flies around the globe, that does presentations at various locations, has projects. I get calls in the middle of the night from bosses, clients, crisis in the Middle East. How are we handling the new Israeli issues that we're having, or in Saudi Arabia, or in Oman? How are we protecting our people? Even in Puerto Rico with the riots there, I've got 300 people in Puerto Rico. How are we protecting them? What is the security that's going on? So these different things that come across my plate. So my vision is that I'll wake up in the morning next to my lovely wife, Stacy, in my own bed, rather than some nondescript hotel room far, far away across the world, and have a set schedule. I get to go to the gym. I get to learn photography, painting, Spanish. I get to spend time with friends and family. I get to really take on my own schedule. Now, my vision also includes being an effective leader as I go through this process to get other people ready to take my job and my responsibility. And that's also a very difficult thing that I have a vision for. Now, my leadership Toastmaster team helped me put together a mission statement. Mission statements ought to be clear, concise, straightforward. And this one is to have staff trained and ready to do my job at the end of this year, and that will foster confidence in the new leadership team as I transition into retirement. Pretty straightforward in doing this. So I want to tell you about succession planning. And it isn't just you quit and the next day somebody takes over your job. In a lot of corporations, it's a year-long process. Ours is that way, and it takes some time. And the timeline for me was a year. The person that's going to take my place was put underneath me at the beginning of the year, and we started this work transition. I've got a team that consists of Tim Hillier, who's going to take my job, our unit president, Gwen Baker, and the head of our human resources, Christy Hermes. We have already met and talked about how we're going to do this. I also have another set of teams that are looking at, with our sales and delivery, of how we're going to execute the work going forward. What changes are we going to do? What other teams do we need to put in place to have a successful transition? We also are looking at how we're going to do this from an HR perspective. So these are different things. I have various teams that I'm leading. Teams that I have to get in place because I'm a board of control member with other businesses that our company has. I'm also the engineer of record in other states for the company. So all these transitional activities that need to happen, and I have teams. So one of the things we need to do as I look forward in doing this is to really be effective in our leadership in this. Applying the leadership skills and abilities that are put forward in the Toastmaster manual and doing this. So I have the vision to really applying the things that I'm learning to help these people transition into taking my place so that I can start a new life in retirement. I have a mission, a plan forward to make this happen. The High Performance Leadership Project will help me do this. And what it will do is help me take that vision and move it into reality so I can move from the boardroom to the beach at the end of March of 2020.